Hey guys, this is Robert with Malai Law. We help entrepreneurs just like you start their businesses without dealing with complicated legal forms. And we are also the #1 highest rated business law firm for entrepreneurs with more than 1,500 5-star Google reviews. Today we are going to talk about how to pay yourself when you have an LLC. If you are not sure whether or not an LLC is right for you in the first place, then please take a look at our other videos where you will learn about LLCs and determine if they are the right fit for you. However, generally speaking, an LLC is a great way to protect yourself from liability and may also help you save a significant amount of money on taxes. So to begin, let me first inform you that there are 2 common ways to pay yourself when you have an LLC. The first common way is to make yourself an employee and pay yourself a salary. The other common way is to just make yourself a member, which is the same thing as an owner, and pay yourself distributions from the profits. So the first method that many new entrepreneurs choose is to make themselves an employee and pay themselves a salary. Paying yourself from an LLC as an employee will allow you to receive regular compensation that you can plan on receiving throughout the year, and it is very helpful if you want to rest knowing when you're going to receive your next paycheck. However, keep in mind that you must be actively working in the business in order to receive a salary, and you must have actual responsibilities. It is important to note that if you have multiple members in the LLC, then you can't just pay yourself a salary and not pay the other members a salary as well. All participating members of the LLC must also receive a salary. A benefit of setting up your LLC like this is because the wages that you pay the member employees will be considered an operating expense and can be deducted from the LLC's profits. However, this does not mean that you can pay yourself a very high wage and write off all of the money by paying yourself. The wage that you pay yourself must be a reasonable wage that is within the industry norms for the work that you are doing for the LLC. And when you set up your LLC to pay salaries like this, be sure to file the IRS form W-4 to determine the amount of payroll that must be withheld from each paycheck. This arrangement makes it so that the LLC will pay you as a W-2 employee and will withhold income and employment taxes from your paycheck. The second common way to pay yourself when you have an LLC is to issue distributions to yourself and the other members, if there are any. When you have an LLC, each member has a specific percentage of ownership, and at the end of the year, you can choose to distribute a distribution to the members of the LLC based on their percentage of ownership. So if the LLC made $100,000 in profit and there were 4 members, each with a 25% membership interest, then each member would receive a $25,000 check at the end of the year. So now I'm sure you're wondering how to make distributions to the LLC members without having to wait for an entire year. The answer is to set up a draw to receive payments from the LLC as a draw against the end of the year profits. So for example, if your LLC is expected to make $100,000 and you have 4 members, then the distribution for each member would be $25,000. Then you could arrange it so that your LLC pays you each month 1/12 of the $25,000. Essentially, you are just splitting up the final end of the year distribution into 12 payments throughout the year. You should also keep in mind that if your business makes more money than you anticipated by the end of the year, then you will receive a distribution of the excess money at the end of the year. If you are a single member LLC, then you will pay income tax on the distributions that you are making to yourself, and you will file a Schedule C to report the profits and losses of the LLC with your personal tax return. If you are a multi-member LLC, then the IRS will likely treat your business as a partnership, and each member will report his or her share of the profit and pay income tax on that amount. The LLC as an entity will be the one filing, and it will file IRS Form 1065 to report how profits are divided amongst the members. Lastly, keep in mind that you can arrange it so that you can receive salary and also issue distributions when you have an LLC. Overall, there are many different ways to pay yourself from an LLC, and these are just the two most common ways. However, keep in mind that I'm not an accountant, and I strongly recommend speaking to an accountant so that you can arrange the most strategic and tax beneficial way to pay yourself when you have an LLC. And there are many different pros and cons with each strategy, and it is best to speak to an accountant to strategize and plan for your specific situation. So if you're an entrepreneur looking to form an LLC or rearrange your LLC in the US, then click on the link below to schedule a free consultation with us. During the phone call, we will be able to determine what business structure is best for you, and we can discuss the various strategies to help you grow your business without wasting money on the trial and error process. We are experienced in helping entrepreneurs launch their businesses in the US, and we will hold your hand throughout the process. So go ahead and click the link below, and also if you have any questions, just post them in the comments below, and my team and I will try to get to them as soon as possible. I'll see you guys in the next video.